Well, I was helping one of my kids move to their new place, and being in Texas, it is super hot. I was perspiring and exposing the watch to a lot of moisture, and then I looked down and saw a lot of condensation inside the watch. I've never been a fan of the look of the big steel bracelet on this watch, and the crown has always been a real bugger to wind or get into the setting position. It's very stiff, and the shape of the crown is small and it's difficult to turn. So, knowing I was going to need to clean up the watch and replace the gaskets and the O-rings, I figured, hey, instead, why don't I just give my Tissot Dayate a complete facelift?
And we'll get right into that process just right after I tell you about why I have this Tissot Dayate and how I got it.
Back in July of 2023, I purchased a Dayate Tissot on eBay for $378. It said it had a ETA 2834-2 instead of the Powermatic 80, which runs at 3 kilohertz and 21,600 vibrations per hour, versus the 2834 runs at 4 kilohertz and 28,800 of hours. Of course, the Powermatic 80 has an 80-hour power reserve, and that's the amount of time the watch can sit without winding, versus the faster VPH on the 2834 only has a 38 power reserve. While not always the case for higher VPH movements, they tend to offer more accuracy than lower VPH movements because the faster oscillation allows for more precise timekeeping adjustments and better resistance to external disturbances. I already owned a white Tissot Dayate with the Powermatic 80, and so I went ahead and got the faster Dayate, as I like the smoother second hand sweep on the faster VPH. And that takes us to today. So on the bench, I removed the spring bars and disconnected the bracelet, and then proceeded to open the back of the watch to start the process of uncasing the movement. Let's move these end links and the bracelet safely out of the way while we work on uncasing the watch. It is a pry-off back, and I use a case knife to open the back. It just snaps off. With the back off, I can see evidence of moisture having been in the watch and some corrosion starting as well. I moved the stem to the setting position and then used a 1.2 millimeter screwdriver to release the stem from the watch, gently rotating and pulling it at the same time. Wow, you can see the stem had quite a bit of grease on it. I'm going to remove the retention screws securing the movement holder to this case. So when removing small pieces from the watch, you can either use your tweezers to pick it up, or if you really want to avoid any chance at all of sending the part flying across because you squeezed too hard with your tweezers, you could just use a bit of Rotico to pick up small parts. Once all the retention securing the movement is off of the watch, I'm just going to gently turn the watch over and shake out the movement. Now I need to find a new case for this, so I need to measure the dial to see what cases I have that might fit. And this watch dial measured out at 32.8 millimeters, so let's see if I can find something that fits. And of course I'm making this video, so I found something to fit. I'm going to use some air to blow off any dust on the movement and also on the new case. And then I'm going to put the case over the movement. And it fits and looks great. I added a 22 millimeter rubber strap. The original watch case was about 40 millimeters, and the new one is 42 millimeters, which I think looks a lot better. Off camera, I cleaned up the watch quite a bit, and including some servicing and some regulation. You can see here on the time grapher, I was able to get a very good result with regulation on the watch and cleaning it up. I was able to get within 2 seconds a day, an amplitude of 274 in this position, and a beat error of 0. I'm going to store away the old parts in one of my parts drawers, just in case I ever want to restore the watch back to where it was. I am super happy with this transformation for this watch. I think it's provided me a very aesthetically pleasing watch, a brand new band, and also I like the larger face. I did some custom polishing and also finished the sides in satin,
as well as I completed some customizations on the deployment buckle, laser engraving it with my name, as well as giving it a satin finish, brushed finished as well.
And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up or a like, and subscribe to the channel, or also you can follow me on Instagram. I also make custom watches, and if you'd like to check those out, you can see those over at bargerwatch.com.